Good morning, everyone. I had to look at the clock. Good morning. Welcome back. Welcome to those that are new. I always like having new people come in and check out my Love Connections, Daily Love Connection readings. I'm MaryAnne, and you're watching MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. And today we are on the beautiful sun sign, featured sun sign of Gemini. So lots to say, Gemini, and before I go into much more detail, I do want to pick your highlighted connection, which I do every day, so that I have one reading per day, beginning of the month, and now we're on the second half of the month, so the remainder of June. Anytime you watch this is perfectly okay. There's no linear time with spirit, you know, and sometimes it goes past the month. So let's pick that beautiful highlighted, that spirited, guided relationship and connection. And remember, these love connections are all different types, all inclusive. You don't have to be in a relationship. It could certainly be family, friends, work relationships, self relationships, and, you know, connections. And whoops, it fell right off there. So Gemini, oh my gosh. Well, you have Pisces and Aries right on the cusp. I'm going to try one more time for you, okay? Because something tells me Spirit wants it to be very, very clear for you today, which would be a real blessing, right? I'm sure you would appreciate that at this point in time. One more time, Spirit, what would you like, and which particular specific highlighted connection would you like the messages to be for the beautiful sign of Gemini? I'll be darned, it's almost like that again, but it's kind of going more towards, let's go with Aquarius. I like it. Now, it's like a little bit of both. I do read the featured signs every day, like I said, starting with Aries and ending with Pisces. The highlighted is the one, like I said, Spirit wants you to know. And I read 3 major categories for the highlighted connection. And if you're not aware of an Aquarius right now, Gemini, it's probably the energies that are in the beautiful skies and the planets that are affecting all of us, and you're no exception, particularly because Aquarius is your fellow air sign. So there's going to be more of a gravitational pull or feeling about that. There's this natural harmonious energy when you meet somebody with your same element, which is air. And so, yeah, this is, well, we're in your sun season for about 2 more days, Gemini. And I know that you probably have either watched other videos, or you've watched mine, and you maybe hopefully watched your beginning of the month. If you didn't, do go back to see if it's similar, if things are, you know, kind of dividing, moving forward, backwards, whatever. I mean, there's always very interesting messages that come through. And a lot of times, for those that care to, when you comment, I love hearing what you have to say, by the way. It seems to be very synchronistic to what's going on in your life and in life as a whole right now. A lot of the messages are very similar for all of us. And right now, well, like I said, you've been in your sun season. Happy birthday if it's today. And, you know, it has been, it doesn't happen every year this way, but we basically have had the Mercury retrograde in your sign for, I would say, the majority of your birthday, including the shadow period. And it will continue to be retrograde in Mercury, which is your ruling planet, Gemini, through the 22nd, 23rd, when it goes into, you know, Cancer season, which starts on Sunday. So it's been an interesting time for that reason alone. Of course, you being an air sign, very much in your mind, Mercury ruled, which is very much about activity and expansion and movement and thoughts and creativity and, you know, words and expression and connection, you know, work partners, commerce, building upon, expanding yourself, you know. You're social, you like to learn and to study and to grow and to share that with others. This is hugely important to you. You want them to understand your point of view, and a lot of times they do. I think teachers are some of the most predominant known archetypes with the sign of Gemini. In addition to the duality aspect of you, you're a mutable sign. So that means you're very capable of changes and mutating into different areas of your life, you know, trying new things, you know, being adventurous, not being afraid, being bold, you know. You have great intelligence, you have great capacity to pick up and take off where other people may not be able to. And it's exciting and you're fun. And that's what this energy has been, other than the fact that with all these beautiful energies that are natural in you, the retrogrades always kind of slow things down. They slow our plans down, and they do that so that you can really sit with yourself, especially during a time like a solar return, like a birthday season. You're turning a new age, you know, and depending on what that is, you may be going off to college for the first time. This is very, very huge. It's big, it's bold, it's transitional, it's life altering, right? Or you're deciding to retire. Perhaps you're at that stage and phase in your life, an age where you're wanting to add a family member or an animal, which is as much as a family member, if you ask me. And speaking of that, is a great segue. This particular date, the 17th of June, I have so many profound people I've met with the same birthday, and they've really made big changes and influenced me in my life. And that would include my kitten that I adopted. I named Eclipse last year. So today makes 1 year since I've adopted Eclipse, and that was during a 3 eclipse period last year, and it was really a changing time, as we all know, for every single one of us in all different ways. And so this is the year for you. You know, we all have changes, of course, continuously in our life. Sometimes you go through these lulls and it seems like years and like, wow, I need a change. I'm not even sure what, but this is that year where it's going to be like, bam. And some are going to be uncomfortable, and some are going to be ones that you've thought about for a while, and you weren't sure, and you got to make it happen. You've got to move on. Keep on moving on is the main emphasis for that particular feeling right now. And I know you know it, and it's about truth. And you know the eclipses, that the first one in Sagittarius, your polar opposite, which motivates you, and it's truth seeking and it's adventure, but it's really higher learning and educating ourselves, and you know, religious sort of involvement of philosophical beliefs and studies, and you know, what we think to be our truth and other truths all coming, and just it'll be brought to the forefront. You know, it just, all of that's happening in the real world right now in so many ways. But I guess I'm just trying to say that Sagittarius is a good influence on you. Any fire element with air is a beautiful, beautiful complementary energy, and I see it all the time with relationships in those two elements. And then we have the new moon eclipse in your sign, Gemini. If that's not potent, I don't know what is, really. If that's not going to shake you up and change you and just move you in directions you may not have even imagined, that's what's going to do it. And it's exciting and it's great. And everything that happens, even if it doesn't feel like it at the time, is always for your best good. Just allowing that to happen is essential, and not trying to control something, because we can control certain things, like, you know, how we react, how we feel, you know, how much emphasis we put or energy we put into things, but we certainly can't affect or control a lot of the outside influences. So during the retrograde, like with all retrogrades, you were really going inward, and you were really sitting down with yourself and saying, I can't do it anymore, or this is the end of that road, or whatever that is, or I am excited as can be to start this new venture I've thought about and wanted to partner with, perhaps with this Aquarian, which is the highlighted connection for today. The two of you have so much in common, and you would work extremely well together. And there's that real gift of knowledge, like I said, and intuition, in fact, to bring forth the information you need to share that with others, to help others grow and expand. You care a lot about people. You are a people person. And so the two of you together, you could do amazing things. And I think it has to do with technology, especially with it being in Aquarius. And a lot of Jupiter has been in Aquarius up until this little stall we're having, or whatever, little change with Jupiter and Pisces, which is extremely wonderful for your creativity and your healing and your imagination, and you're just believing in your ability to manifest. It's just huge when it's in. It's like there's no line between the co-creating with the universe and the unlimited possibilities and the earthly needs and material things and all that. They all just kind of meld together when it's Jupiter and Pisces. You know, it's Jupiter is very comfortable in Pisces and was historically the ruling planet, you know, that ruled, you know, Pisces. So this is beautiful for all of us right now, and you're feeling that in addition to all the changes and the tug and here and there and pulls and starts and stops, but that a lot of that's going to be a lot more clear and more forward moving next week when, you know, Mercury, your ruling planet, goes forward. So that'll be really, really refreshing. And you've probably been doing your due diligence and all the things you need to do during retrograde, like just double checking things and maybe making those beautiful plans to get away. That's a predominance right now I'm feeling for everybody. Of course it is during this time. And we're going from spring to summer by the weekend. A lot of powerful, beautiful, heart-centered, emotional energy with entering into Cancer. And we also have the impetus to really get things going because Mars, the planet of fire and ambition and, you know, motivation, warrior kind of, I can do it all. I got the energy now. I got the strength. I've got the self-empowerment that's necessary and physical stamina. That went into Leo. So once again, another fire sign, extremely good, that works well with you, Gemini. And so, yeah, a lot of excitement and, you know, it's just this new opening for you. It's like a portal of newness that can come in, and it may not happen immediately, but you're feeling it inside, internally. You sense what is to come. So the Aquarian, of course, is a great companion support system. They're all about change and moving outside of the norms and, you know, just being bold in big ways, thinking big, right? The star represents the tarot card for the Aquarian, you know, focusing on your dreams and never letting go of them and trusting you have everything it takes. You know, if someone else is doing it, you certainly can. I mean, that's how I look at life. And that's so true. When you have that belief system, it changes everything. So, you know, Aquarius is a fixed sign, so they're determined and they're going to set you straight as well. And they're going to say, come on, Gemini, get on over here. Let's do this together. Whether it be marriage and, you know, family, like I mentioned, whatever it is, that friendship, you know, let's make it a lifetime friendship. And it's beautiful and happy. So let me read to you the main messages that come through. Now, I've been doing something a little different this month. I am in the mid-month. I always change my tarot and oracle decks from the beginning of the month to the mid-months. But this month, mid-month on, I'm going to change my tarot decks every day. And I just go with the feeling that I have for that particular featured sign, like yourself, Gemini. And today it was all about the OK Tarot deck, the simplicity of it. Because I think you really need that right now. Less is more. It's the color pink. Pink represents the heart chakra, as does green. But I'm wearing pink as well. I was driven to pink. It's centered in emotion and love and happiness. And if you're celebrating your birthday or your other Gemini friend birthdays, because you tend to all connect together, you really get each other. If anybody's going to get you Gemini, it will be another Gemini. And you know that's true. But I get you as a fellow air sign. And I love you, and I have many, many associates, friends, and family members that are Geminis. So I've always had that energy around me. And I've always had a good time with it and had a lot of fun. So keep on being you, Gemini. Now, the first category is always the overall energy bringing you to the reading. And so that's pretty simplistic in itself. You know, it makes sense. And what we have for you is the Three of Swords. Okay. So interesting. Like I said, this is, it's been a time that can be one of the best of your life. And yet through that, there's been some real emotional, heady kind of thoughts that have been going on, because the air represents the swords. And this is things that have happened. There's been conversations that have cut deep. Words spoken. This is what words do. You know that. You're very good at words. You're very good. I mean, in fact, you're great writers. You could do blogs and all sorts of things. You know, it's just you have that gift. You have the gift of gab, but you have the gift of intelligence in using those words. But they can also be hurtful, as you have found out. But the thing I love at all about this three, because it can be a little bit hard to see at first, is it is something that's already happened. So you're working through it as we speak. And anytime I pick an air elements card, it's a passing thing. It's not a long time, as is air is constantly moving, right? Hopefully anyway. You don't want it too stagnant. The clouds move, you know, the configurations, the way we see them and so forth. And yeah, there was other people involved. It wasn't a good feeling. And I think many of us, air signs or otherwise, have had real conflicting feelings about a lot of conversations that went on last year. I know I did. I had to shut them out personally and be very selective for myself as to what I was letting in, because I was already feeling less than my optimal self. So I had to work very specifically at that. And that's how I do it. So yes, this is overcoming and knowing that this too shall pass, and maybe being even more aware now, you know, with this introspection time of Mercury in your sign retrograde. It really makes us go in and reconsider and rethink about, you know, how we were perceived, how we perceive things, you know. Maybe it really wasn't all that bad, but regardless, you're not interested in that anymore. You're moving forward. You want to be on a much better emotional, physical, and spiritual travel right now. This is where you're heading. And all of those beautiful influences that came in, and certainly the eclipse, which will last months now, will indicate that for you. Okay, so I like that in a way, because it's like nothing better than to start realizing that can no longer be a part of my energy, and it's not something I need in my life. And that's part of changes. That's part of our transformational times, you know. The second category is the possible blessings or obstacles. So with tarot readings, it's not absolute. It's always, you know, like you may resonate immediately, you may not at all. And I just encourage you to give it time and invite that possibility in, and, you know, information in to consider at least, and see where it fits in your life. But the second category, there's like a storyline, so they kind of feed off each other. And so there you go. Then you go to the two, which is beautiful. This is the partnership. This is the balance, if you will, which is necessary in every aspect of our life, from our physical to our relationships, to our job, to our finances. And you've got this under control right now. I like this one, this depiction, because in other decks, it's a person like this, kind of, you know, holding it like this. It may not be completely equal or even, and they're working on it. They're balancing that they're in the process of that. And when it's money, it's about building it and providing yourself the opportunity to see clearly your ability to do so. Maybe just holding off on that extra item that you may want to consider buying. It's not like you're strapped or anything, but just being more sensible and giving it a second thought when I see the twos, okay? And feeling more secure because of it. We can cut back in the simplest of ways, I found out, because I have been able to live off of pretty much nothing other than bills, which is predominance of my need to spend money anyway. But I like this, see? So it goes from a concerning mind thing, which you know how we are with the air. It's always about the mind. We have to be very careful to detach ourselves, even for ourselves, so that we don't get too caught up in it. But this wonderful energy coming in with the heart center, where we can actually focus in our heart and think about others. How can I help other people? That immediately changes the whole too much thought process, you know, or keeping you up and causing distress that we don't have to have happen. We're in control of that, as I mentioned at the beginning. I like that. You're going in the right places. Now, the only thing that might be an obstacle about that is maybe, like I said, just spending something you didn't really mean to, but you don't have to worry about it. If it's done, it's done. You just think twice the next time. That's all. It's not, you can't beat yourself up. I choose to ask that you please, and myself as well, when I am part of myself, and I am, ease up, you know, like, what? You made a mistake. Don't, just make sure it doesn't keep happening unless you really want it to, and then you obviously do. You wouldn't keep doing it, right? That's kind of the hard truth about the air quality realizations. We're pretty straightforward. Sometimes it's not always great, but we do want to be diplomatic and fair and just most of the time, I believe. So the final category, which kind of falls off into this, is the category of finances. And that is an energy. By gosh, it's an energy. Yes. Everything we see, feel, touch, and is energy. Thinking's energy, right? So it could be about your finances, of course. And I'm understanding and hearing a lot of really beautiful things with the things, like I said, that small percentage of information from the outside that I choose to bring in. And a lot of things are moving forward now. And by next week after the retrograde, bam, I think information about, you know, a lot of different financial institutions and government, IRS and stuff, it's coming through. So be strong and believe, because if you're wanting that little extra money for that vacation or to set aside for whatever, it's coming. And I'm excited for you. We all waited for that, right? You have the Six of Wands. Is that the 6? Please forgive me. It almost looks like 7. It is the 7. Well, there you go. The 7 of Wands in a very simple form. And I'll tell you what I love about this. It's fire. It's ambition. It's spirit. It's motivation. It's that Leo energy coming right through you and all of us saying, I am defending my position. If there's anything that I don't feel is in the up and up, I'm going to speak about it, because I am an air sign. I'm a Gemini, and I know exactly how to say and who to say it to and the ways to reach people, because it is your gift, Gemini. Utilize that. But, you know, don't get too upset or anything. That's not necessarily the best energy. I'm just saying, feel strong and just stand your course, be in your power, and know with most of the cards, this is a man on a hill or a woman on a hill defending their position, but on top of the hill. So they are in the right position because they have the right words to express what they're speaking of. They've worked at a certain skill or something, proving that they have what it takes. You know, it's already done, but they are feeling pretty good and confident about it all. So if you need to talk to somebody now, you're going to feel a lot better than you may have even a week ago. And I like that for you. 7, that could be extremely good luck, you know, reaching that perfect person, perfect divine timing, you know, and all those wonderful things that happen a lot around your birthday season. And I think you're due. I really do. I feel like beautiful, magical things are coming through for you. So let me know if you have not subscribed. I would love you to please push that subscribe button and the like if you like what you're seeing. And the subscribe is like a follow. It's real simple. You don't pay anything. You don't get a bunch of emails or anything else. It's just a beautiful way to support my channel and let me know that thumbs up, you like what you're seeing. Keep it going, MaryAnne, and I'll come back maybe sometime or another, I hope, like next month's readings and such. So yeah, that's a really good reading in a lot of ways, because it's real, you know. It's like the first one, the overall energy is like, wow, I need to heal from some stuff, and it's time, and I'm ready to, because it's already done. I can dwell on it in my mind, in that loop. I can let it go and know that, yes, you know, people do things, we say things sometimes we don't mean, and it's time to let it go, because I'm ready for it, you know. It's time to be happy and to be utilizing this energy that's coming forth of newness and beginnings and starting fresh. And then you go to the second, which is all about that balancing of that and feeling really good, like things are actually okay. Like the tarot deck, it's an okay tarot deck. And people may say, okay, I'm super happy with okay. And it only gets better. So it's not just okay, but it's a really good place to be. And then defending your cause when it comes to any kind of money situation, and knowing you have what it takes. Never stop believing that, okay? And believe it so much that it occurs, and it just gets better and better and grows and grows. You can defend your cause. You know, you deserve what you have, and that's something you always need to really, really feel and understand about yourself. And I'm going to finish with this cherry on the Sunday, as I call it, for the reading, for this highlighted connection with the rune. Very, very, very wisdom-filled rune, which is also a beautiful amethyst. It's so funny, I did this the other day too. I have so many of them right in front of me. I call them gems, crystals. Thank you. But I love the amethyst because I love purple, but more importantly because it is the beautiful stone you want to carry around you for warding off and removing toxic energy. You know, it's a healing energy. I love to have it in my pocket when I'm doing my massages for my clients. It's that automatic protection, and it's extremely capable of feeling and utilizing your intuition, as I mentioned, which is really strong right now, like I said, with that Jupiterian energy in Pisces, one of the most intuitive and psychically, spiritually known signs in the zodiac. So I'm going to place this beautiful rune, and I'm going to read to you what it means and says. To me, it looks like an F note. You know, I used to take piano lessons in cello years ago. F club. So I'll put it in the second category, which is the possible blessings or obstacles, right there with that Two of Pentacles. And let's just see what wisdom the rune can share with you and how synchronistic it is to your reading, because they have been pretty amazingly synchronistic, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So, as I said, it looks like an F, and it's the very first one. I'll be darned. It is Fehu, F-E-H-U, and Fehu. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll be learning as I go along, and these will all be memorized before, hopefully, the day I transcend into another, you know, realm. Well, the time frame, I'm just saying, like, I can't make this up. This isn't like, I haven't cut or done any editing. People know I don't edit, obviously, but June 29th to July 13th. So pretty much right around this time, folks. And this is going to be the time of Cancer season, which we're approaching. And that is all about the heart. And the word associated with it is time. And I like that because, you know, time is a kind of an illusion, but it's something that we think a lot about in this three-dimensional world. And I don't know, we almost can manipulate and control time at times. I don't know if you ever thought about that or really felt that. I'm only just saying the Spirit's coming through and really helping me share this. When you're meditating, for example, I'll set my timer, but my goodness, that amount of time just, there is no time, right? And then, you know, when I'm doing my massages, it's just, they're an hour, 90 minutes. It's just, there's no time because I'm in that present moment. And it's so amazing to me, you know, because other times in circumstances, you know, I'll be where there's a clock and eyes view, and it's just like, it just never, the time never seems to go by, you know. Watch clock never ticks, I guess is the same for that. But so time is a part of this, and you know, we're changing times. You're changing your year because it's your beautiful solar return of your sun sign season, and then also, you know, this change of season, and that's an interesting time perception too, right? The seasons gives us the designation of what's happening throughout the year with the climate, of course, which is, you know, a little different, but you know where I'm going with this. So time is the word with this. And then the words also associated are trust, recovery. Ooh, I like hearing that. This is so prevalent with this Three of Swords, the recovery, the healing, the reuniting, the connecting again, right? From everything we've all experienced. Gain, trade, offspring. I'm not lying, honest to God. Because that's what I was sensing. Like, I think in a lot of ways, a lot of people, when they have their birthdays, depending on, like I said, your age, of course, it just brings in this new kind of inspiration for so many things. And yeah, children is one of them. Whatever you consider children, you know, something hidden comes to light. And that's that Sagittarius boy. That is the truth prevailed. Evolution, evasion, beware of frauds. Now, I don't know about you, but every time I seem to turn on my channel to one of my favorite tarot or astrologists, they're talking about some kind of, you know, what is it when people try to, you know, fraudulently act like who they are, and they do these, it's all over the place right now. I guess it has a huge amount to do as I'm learning more and working with my intuition. It is the energies. It's a lot of that, you know, because it comes in waves and then it goes. And this is one of those waves. So just being prepared, okay? Prepared, forearmed, forewarned. That's what I love about astrology. We can accept it for what it is, never look at it a day in our life. These energies are still happening. And for better or for worse, this is, that was pretty incredibly synchronistic to me as far as I'm concerned. And I thank you for that, beautiful rune, because I love you and I love your guidance. And that I can be the one to share that with you. And so I'm going to finish with your 2 tarot energies now, Gemini. And this is for all of you and your beautiful relationships of all kinds, in addition to and over and above the Aquarius energy connection that we read for. So this is the beautiful wisdom of the oracle, and it's pretty much self-explanatory. The wisdom of the oracle of divinations are there for that very reason. They have great wisdom, and they're there to inspire us, to show us love, to open ourselves to the infinite possibilities. And they have ways of wording things that are so beautiful, and awe-inspiring. So your particular message for today, for those of you having a birthday, and all Geminis, you pull the card of, it's so beautiful, I can't. First of all, it's my favorite color. New life. So here you go. It's all about that, and I know a lot of Geminis, and I know because they're mutable, changeable, kind of like, oh, let's do something new. Let's try. They're constantly wanting to reinvent and do things like that, and it's very, very cool. That's why they have so much knowledge. They know a lot, they've experienced a lot, and they want to keep on doing that. What a beautiful card. 39. I'm sure most of you are 39 forever now, right? So I was for a few years, but that's a 12. And that becomes a 3, and that's the Holy Trinity. And that's a beautiful, beautiful spiritual number. And it represents others and people working with you, okay? So you never have to do it alone, though, you probably always have the duality of yourself to work with anyway, right? I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's known as, the common aspect of a Gemini is the twins, and how they have 2 different personalities, and you can be studious and you can be very outgoing. There's so many different elements and movable parts to you as being a mutable sign. So but talented and creative and fun and just witty as all get out. And so yeah, new life. Let me read to you what it says before I go on any further, though, because it's self-explanatory, I suppose, but I love the book and what it says. So for 39, oops, we're at 36. Almost there. Okay, so birth of new ideas, growth, opportunities, a breath of fresh air, life renewing itself. The oracle message: when spring awakens the world, we're still in spring, joy and excitement can be felt all around and in your very core. Blossoms burst from trees overnight. Birds return home and sing their glorious song. Oh my gosh, I love the birds I'm hearing these days. They definitely lift my soul. And nature is full of promise. Miracles beckon all of us. This is one of those times in your life when new ideas inspire you and new opportunities bring you hope for seeing your dreams come true. All is well in your world, and you have the energy you need to feel renewed. That's that Mars and Leo, man. Bam, bring it. It's long awaited, right? Allow your heart to fill with enthusiasm. Let your light shine, for this is a good time of fortune. Or a good time, or time of good fortune, depending on how you read, because I'm a little dyslexic at times, I find. But that's absolutely beautiful. I wish you the best and the most with that. And we'll finish with your super attractor manifestation message, oracle, which is exactly that: manifesting the life you want, believing it, feeling it, and achieving it, basically, right? Bringing forth the good feeling thoughts and feelings that bring that back to you. It's reciprocation. It's constant currency of that, right? What you put out, you will get back at one point or another. So just be aware of that, and mindful of that, and you'll have it made. So your beautiful message in ending today's reading, Gemini, and all your beautiful love connections. I believe I'm worthy of feeling good, and my God, you are. And yes, it's been a challenging time in some ways, but it's also going to be one of the most incredible times of your life for reasons I can't give all of you, but intuitively you're feeling it, and you'll notice this beautiful new moon, which was a solar eclipse in your sign, Gemini. It's really prodding you forward, you know. And what beautiful emphasized influences and energies to have working with you, right? And there's that global, beautiful, oh, I got the whole world in my hands kind of thing, you know. Hold it up to your heart and just live it the best you possibly can. And yeah, you do. You are worthy of feeling good. We're all worthy of feeling good. So I like the pink there too, don't you? I mean, that's just beautiful. Stay in the pink, okay? And take great care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of the month. And I do hope to see you back, or, you know, let me know. Come visit. Good to know. Take care. Until next time. Bye-bye.